Hey guys, if you're wondering why I'm holding a print over this steaming vat of black liquid, well, the reason why is I'm doing a custom locomotive build for a customer that messaged me. It's something that I'm kind of branching out into, and his request was, hey, can you make my locomotive look like the one in the listing photo? And I said, sure, I can do that. So that's what we're going to be doing here. This is one of my open cab locomotives. It has been printed by Xometry in the multi-jet fusion smooth material. The one in the listing photo, I believe, was the same material done by Sculpteo, and they had done a process where they dyed it black and then they hit it with some clear coat. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to do the clear coat, but I definitely am going to dye it. So what I have here is my ultrasonic cleaner, which is trying its darndest to try and keep the water hot. It's currently at 161. I took the lid off and it lost a lot of heat, but this will max out at 175 with the heater. So the idea is I'm going to put this into here and then run the ultrasonic cycle for, I'm not going to do 15 minutes. I'm going to actually try 5 minutes. I think that's going to work. So I just did a batch of underframes right here and they turned out really well. What's in here is RIT Dymore graphite. It's about, I think I only had about 5/8 of a cup that I put into 16 cups of water or 1 gallon, and it looks really, really dark to me, so I'm happy with that. Obviously, you're going to want to experiment, but in this case, because I'm just going for, I need a black base that I'm then going to weather on top of, this is perfect. So in it goes, and then I'm going to use this little colander strainer doohickey upside down to just hold the locomotive as best as I can under the liquid, and I'm going to throw the lid on, and I'm not going to keep the camera on for running the cycle because the sound of this thing makes me want to grit my teeth together, and I don't think you want to hear that. So we'll come back when it's done with the cycle and dump it in the water and all that good stuff. So in you go, down you go. It's kind of funny to see how much the dye yeah, did a little something already. That's cool. Okay, in you go into the tank. Stay under the liquid as best as you can. And there it be. Now the dye job is not perfect because I didn't have a basket to hold it down. But I think because I'm kind of going for a, you know, worn out locomotive look, I think that'll be fine. I'll kind of play into it. Now I will definitely say, actually, you know what, let me just flip it over, hold it down in there for a minute. The one thing I will definitely say that is whoops. So one thing I will definitely say is if you're going to be dyeing stuff, make sure it stays submerged in the liquid. There are baskets and stuff that you can build or buy. I will say the one advantage of using the ultrasonic over, say, like the stovetop method is the fact that you theoretically have more control over the time, the temperature, and all that stuff, especially if you're trying to obtain a very specific kind of look. Obviously ultrasonic cleaners are not cheap. I think this one here was like at least $150 on Amazon, but it's worked quite well. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you're just going to be doing, you know, little stuff here and there and color consistency is not super important, I don't think you need an ultrasonic cleaner. If you're going to be doing a lot of stuff where color consistency may be important and you need it to run, you know, a set time and things like that, you might want to invest in one of these. But I will say, I'm actually very happy with the end result here. It looks really good. So I'm going to let this cool down. I'm definitely going to save the liquid because it's definitely good for other stuff. But I wanted to do one specifically on, can you dye synthetic 3D prints with one of these? And yes, you can. And you can dye multi-jet fusion as well, which is super amazing.